You ready for these bars?
I suppose.
All right. He nasty like Ren and Stimpy. Screenshotting bitches in they skimpies.
Nice.
Expose your photo album, I bet your shit will look like Quiet on Set.
Whoa. Like pedophile stuff?
I don't know. Let's not go too deep
What
into
you
it.
mean?
I'm just saying screenshotting bitches, like, you know how people be going on OnlyFans and like screenshotting the shit, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying screenshotting bitches in
So screenshotting underage.
No, I'm just saying it's just a
It was solid until
might
the
see
reference.
might see something inappropriate in there. You know
That's
what
a
I'm
different
saying?
type of inappropriate.
I
was
was
solid until the last part. Wow. Okay.
Hey, I'm talking shit. My bars are talking shit.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So,
But I mean, that last one changed the rest of like the context of everything else.
I don't know. Like,
Quiet on Set was very, very specific.
it just rhymed with expose and I bet, you know.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's
And Ren and Stimpy was on Nickelodeon.
Oh, that's a callback. But then it's like, yeah, I did like that first line, but now when you go back, he nasty like Ren and Stimpy. It's just like, oh, that type of nasty. I think it was like on some freak shit until the last 3 words.
It just threw your ass off.
Yeah, now it's like you gotta review and you gotta go back and
You're like, oh.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.
So I have been scouring social media and I saw this video of a guy and a girl out to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess she asked him to go out to dinner, right? But when it came time to pay, now I think it was staged because his phone was propped up or whatever. It never showed her.
It's another 50-50.
She was pretty much demanding that he paid the entire bill. And he was like, but you asked me to eat. You asked me to go out and eat. And she's like, yeah, but you're paying. You came, so you're paying. And so my question is, if I invite you out to eat,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm like, hey, Pat, let's go out to eat. Would you pay the bill?
I feel like that's a strong rule for a lot of people, but I don't know. I never really heard that growing up until social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole whoever asks pays.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just always taught that the guy pays,
Right.
And if it's the only awkward thing that I didn't know how to navigate, and this is gonna sound weird, but it's not, like if I went and I was like picking up food with like a couple people and one of them was like the girl of one of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Cause then it's just like I was always taught just to like cover it, but now it's just like I don't want that to seem like it was like romantic. It's definitely not like a dinner or something, but if we're like in line paying for food and the only other woman is like one of my friends or something, then it's just kind of like I'll like awkwardly stand there and just watch them pay. But that has nothing to do with romance. That's just I just always thought that the dude paid. I don't know. And I don't really be going out to eat like that. So when I do, it's not necessarily like non-romantic unless it's like a business thing,
I feel like that was a newer concept introduced into adulthood. Whoever invites pays, because I didn't hear that before this whole thing on social media. So it was kind of like, I was always taught growing up that when you went out with a guy that he's going to handle the bill.
But there be dudes that are older than me that enforce that.
Yeah, but for the most part, I don't think I've really been in many situations where I told my homeboy like, hey, let's go out to eat. Mm-hmm. And at the end, he's like, okay, you pay since you invited. Like I just have never experienced that. And even times like I'll try to like sneak and pay because my friends and guys that I've gone out with are just like, nah, you paying. Like, don't embarrass me like that. Like, it's kind of like I guess I've seen like where men feel kind of uncomfortable with me pulling, just even the thought of me pulling out my card while I'm with them, even though I was the one who said, hey, let's go eat or let's go here. Now, if I'm inviting someone somewhere like to a show or something like that, of course I'm buying the tickets. I don't expect no reimbursement or nothing like that. Okay. But if I'm like, hey, want to go with me to the movies to see, I don't know what's out now, The Omen.
There's Omen out?
Yeah, there's a new. It's in theaters right now. If I say like, hey, come with me to see the Omen, I'm gonna look up tickets right then and buy them. When we get there, I'm not gonna be like, so you gonna pay me back or And
that window of time is it's miserable to me. You know what I mean? Like I think that the only time I'll wait it out and just be like, this is awful is like group dinners. Remember like back in the day, like a group dinner always ended the same way. There'd be somebody who left without paying. And then there's just that 30 minutes at the end where you're trying to like put this poor waiter through hell, just like, okay, this person got this person got this, here's 50 cards, you know what I mean? And like, in my 20s, I was never in a position where I'll be like, man, I hate this, I'll just pay for everything,
Right.
But
I've definitely done that in my 30s though.
I'll just not go to a group dinner now, or I'll just like, I'll eat before and just like hang out. So even if that is a problem, it's like, don't even involve me in it. So that's really the only time like the whole bill comes and just waiting for the girl to pay, or even like the whole 50-50 conversation. I would rather just you know what I mean, like not even talk about it. And I think that's just dependent on how you were raised, I feel like a lot of, and not to say that one is like better than the other person, but I just feel like sometimes you're taught to just like, the same way you would open the door for a woman, you know what I mean? It's just like, or help them carry something heavy. It's just like you do that. So if you were kind of like surrounded by super masculine men, like with the rapper mentality, like, nah, F these B's, they just trying to get a free meal out of you, blah, 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 then you might be doing that because you feel like you're standing on business, like, especially the dudes who are like, well, am I getting put, which is crazy when they like, when it's a preference, like before they pay, like, am I getting some pussy tonight? No? All right, well then this.
Right. I hate that because it's like you're equating a meal, whether it be pasta, steak, tacos, nigga, like you are equating a meal
it's like
to
putting an actual price on it.
A whole body. Right. Which is crazy to me.
$150, so I'm getting some pussy, right? That's basically like saying, like, I got $150 pussy.
Right. That's it. That's all I'm worth. Some niggas is like, well, I mean, that's more than I would pay.
That's crazy.
But I'm like in the zone where, first off, I don't want to be embarrassed. So it's just weird energy sometimes. And I've even invited homegirls out and I'll pay for my homegirls when I invite them out. So like I've had group dinners where I invited some broke bitches out. Now these were broke bitches and I knew that they were broke bitches.
See, like,
so I didn't even want to deal with it.
You don't think they were the type, do you think that if you didn't do that, they would have been like looking at you?
No, I don't even think they expected me to do it.
Okay.
Because it was just like girls going out. But at the same time, I knew like this wasn't a super solid friend group like that. It was a group of baddies.
So they were kind of used to the treatment.
And I was like, I don't want to even go through none of that. So I actually like took the waiter. I acted like I was going to the bathroom, took the waiter back, and I paid for it.
Yeah.
Then, so they weren't even presented with the check.
You just,
And I did that. So I don't know if this is a man's mentality, but I intentionally didn't tell anyone because I didn't want them to be like, okay, so we're going to order this.
Oh, ahead of time. Yeah.
Ahead of time.
The energy is different when you know ahead of time if it's being covered.
Order what you want. you know, but I'm not gonna tell you like, yeah, girl, like get what y'all want. It's on me tonight.
Yeah,
No. You gonna get
That's
what
smart.
you want as if you are paying.
Right.
And then I'm gonna cover it at the end as a thank you guys for coming out with me.
Yeah, it's got to feel like a gift, you know. That's same with like if you out to eat with your homeboys, well like a dude, you know, because that's weird. Like you guys are kind of like used to just going out without even bringing the wallet. You know what I mean? You're just like, it's gonna be covered, but like that's just not how we live at all. So I couldn't even imagine like a bill coming and I'm like eating with my homeboys and they're just like looking like, you know, that's crazy to me. So I feel like if and when that does happen, it'll be just like a little treat. Like, no, I got it. And it's like, oh, for sure, man, thanks. Or like, I'll cash app you. No, don't worry about it. So I think that it's more of a there you go. Like, don't even worry about it type of thing. Don't worry
about it.
And to be honest, like when women do that, obviously, it you know that it should feel the same way, just like a little treat, you know, like no, I got it this time. Oh, you sure? For sure, that's it's cool, you know. Not it never just like, well, you invited me. Like there's like,
what do you think about
rules,
that though? What
know?
do you think about men who do that? Who's like, okay, well, because in this situation, because she was disrespectful when she was demanding that he pay.
How so?
She was just like, yeah, but you're gonna pay. Like it was really on some like.
How'd the conversation start?
Well, it kind of started mid-combo, so it was like the combo was already happening, and then he must have propped his phone up to start recording it. So he started off with like, okay, so you invited me out, but you're telling me I have to pay. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, but you invited me. And she's like, yeah, but you're going to pay for it. And she even was like, well, you going to sleep on the couch. And he was like, I don't even want to go home with you. She was like, well, you going to be washing dishes then. And he's like, where? So it was like an argument, like, I'm not. And he was like, I'm going to pay for my half, and then I'm leaving. And she's like, no, you going to pay the whole bill. So she was more like, nigga, you should have known if you was going to come out with me, you was going to pay the whole thing.
That sounds like something that could have easily been talked about right when the invite happened. If you live so strict by these rules, you know, it could have just been like, oh, okay, well, you invited me, so that means, you know, and then if it went south there, then you didn't have to deal with it. Like, people wait until the final moment, and that's why niggas be freaking out when they don't get pussy, because they wait until that whole time, and then it's just like, all right, all or nothing, what's going on? No? Rah! You know, so I think that it's, you know what another thing is? I feel like we don't talk about enough. These things are done with a phone. Like you said, the phone's propped up and recording. I feel like so many lifetime moments like happen that are fabricated. We don't even really know what's real anymore.
That's why I was saying,
you know?
It felt like it was staged, but it still raised the conversation.
Right.
And all the comments actually sided with the man who said, you invited me out. And so even women, like it was pretty unanimous. I was the only one in there like, this is kind of weird energy. I felt like he don't like her. But to be honest with you.
Sometimes I feel like, man, like, do the people in the comments, have they even experienced this? Like, is this even really a thing? Or is this just something that was recorded and now people are inputting their because I just recently saw this crazy video. It was like this girl who was in the car with the dude. I guess it was a first date, and he was like, this nigga broke, blah, blah, blah. He said he want to go out for drinks with me, and we had a Starbucks. He's like, what's wrong with that? And she was just like, look at me. Do I look like? And I was just like, this is the Cheesecake Factory video. This is like somebody watched that and then just made their own version of that. And I, for the life of me, don't understand why somebody who would humiliate themselves like that just for views. Because now people are like, is that your personality or was that fake? But now I'm just like, does any of this stuff actually happen, or is this just
I'm sure it does.
Something that is posted, outrage happens, and then people just side with whoever they want to side with?
I feel like it's turned up for social media, but I think these situations absolutely do happen because, as I've learned growing up, that people can be quite unreasonable. So knowing that people can be unreasonable, I've definitely seen situations where I'm like, am I in the Twilight Zone right now? Like, is this real life? So I know weird situations do happen, but I also feel like in those instances, it says a lot about your relationship with that other person or your chemistry with that other person. For me, if I ask a guy to go out to eat, more than likely, if he's interested in me or if he likes me in some capacity and wants to see more with me, I don't even think that he would fix his mouth to be like, okay, are you paying? Because you
Right.
invited me out, because he'd be overjoyed that I actually showed some interest. Like, I'm like,
Right.
I want to spend this time with you. So if he's like, well, I ain't going if you ain't paying, that would be like, okay, you don't really see me like that, and that's
Yeah.
okay. I know where to place this situation
Yeah.
in my life. But in these instances, I'm like, okay, well, he must not like her, because clearly if he's like, well, I don't even want to go home with you. Oh, you asked me to come out, so you
Right.
should be, I'm like, okay, so he ain't really like on that type of time with her, and she's on some. She was just mad disrespectful, and I was like, damn, I can't.
That's why it's hard to figure out who you want to side with, because sometimes the person who's in the right is just doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like with men, it's got to be one or two things. Either they feel like they're standing on business, like they have a moral, and they're like, no, I have to do this.
Right.
Or they're just like, it's like a funds thing. Like, maybe there's a switch up when they see the bill, and they're just like, no, I'm only paying for half. But it's just like
the bill was $300.
Okay. But then it's like you can probably gauge that based on where you go, You can kind of like you know where you pull up is dependent on like what you're probably going to end up paying. Right. And for me, it's like I don't even understand why you would risk a 1-yard fumble like that, because it could be a situation where the date is amazing, and then that energy at the end is just like one of them gets completely turned off, usually the woman, So to even risk fumbling like that when you could, like, I've been on terrible dates that I covered the whole thing, and I was just like, I was immediately just like, thank you, and but that was it. But it's just like, why even go out if you weren't prepared to,
Right.
So I personally don't understand it. I guess if you I personally don't subscribe to the whole who invited who thing. I think that doesn't really matter, and I feel like if you really stand on that rule, you're gonna put the women that you talk to in a position to never invite you anywhere,
Right.
But I guess the one angle I kind of understand is when people do the whole. I could see the logic behind the 50-50. Depending on where you at in life, and depending on where the two are. Because some women be doing too much. They want the first date to be like, they be listening to City Girls, and they want their first date to be like steak and lobster, blah, 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 blah. But I feel like it's also on the man to sniff that out early, Like you can... It's very, very obvious when a woman is just trying to get a really nice meal out of you,
right.
or just feel like a bad bitch because she'll feel like she ain't a baddie if she went to Cheesecake Factory. You know what I mean? Like if you're like so fucked up in the head, like with your self-image, that you're just like, I don't want people to see me in no Cheesecake Factory. We have to go to Tao. It's just like, everybody in the Cheesecake Factory is eating at the Cheesecake Factory. What are you talking about?
Right. Nobody's gonna look at you crazy because they there too.
Yeah. So I don't understand that, and I think that there's doing too much in both parties for sure. But I just personally, I would either not do a dinner date if I didn't have it like that,
right?
Or I would try to negotiate the spot. If I didn't have it like that, we're not going to Tao.
So but you assume that if a woman invites you out, you assume like, I'm covering this, period.
Yeah.
So it's not even like a discussion at the end of the night, because if she says she wants to go here or whatever, and she invites you out and she says she wants to go to Tao.
Yeah.
What would be your way out of Tao and suggesting something more affordable?
That's a great question.
Nigga be like, that's too far.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've gone to like expensive restaurants when I shouldn't have, you know. And you know, obviously, like the younger I was, it probably was like a to impress type of thing, or just like, you know, we want to go to a nice place, you know, because you be thinking like dinner date it has to be nice, you know. It's hard to say. I don't even know if I would trust my answer because I've made poor decisions before, and I just went along with it, and I was just like, ew.
Maybe that's a good question for social media.
Yeah.
If a woman suggests a spot that's too expensive, how do you alter that?
I'm sure I've done that before.
Without her looking at you, without her side-eyeing you.
Honestly, it would probably have to be some variation of a straight up like different suggestion.
Or you don't feel like Asian cuisine tonight.
I mean, you could just be like, oh, they booked up. I just called.
They booked.
Ain't no tables. We missed our reservation. I just told you about it. We missed our reservation. Damn it. But then also it's like I sit
too long, my foot fall asleep, so I can't go there.
I've had the inverse, which is like I suggested a place and they were like, oh no. And this was like a first date possibility, because I say possibility because I suggested something and then she was like, oh no, I only do this, and then the date never happened. I was like, okay, that's like that's a bad sign. And I think that women are really tripping for putting so much on the first date. You know what I mean? Like you're a hobo. You're a hobo. Yeah.
What
you're just like I think that personally, when a woman invites me out, I'm not just like, ooh, yes, this is a free meal. I'm just like, oh, that's dope. Like she initiated it. She wants to spend time with me. That's what I get from it. It's not like a money thing.
But little transients.
Yeah, but like I'm someone who has 90% of my experience never happened to me. It's been stories I've heard from people, and I just like learned and download it. And I've heard some horror stories, some shit that I would never let happen to me, but it happens. Like I know that some people are literally like lunch. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I say hobo, because there are women that just be like hitting some dude up, and they're just like, I feel like, you know, some shrimp scampi, you know, like literally straight up to him. And then they'll go out to eat with him. Thank you. Literally like no signs of romance. I don't know how these dudes keep falling for it, but.
Because there's some that just like the company of a woman. And whether they being used or not doesn't really matter to them. They just like to go out and eat with women that they're attracted to, even if, because I knew some people.
That's a
guy
sugar
that
daddy.
was like a friend zone type guy. So he got friend zone, but the caliber of women that he was interested in were women that were more so interested in celebrities, athletes.
Yep, those
you know,
are the type.
And so, but they were good looking women,
of course,
and so they kind of just used him for food and massages and, you know, and shit that he would do and wouldn't steal the deal because it was just like, but I think at the end of it all, he must have just enjoyed being around beautiful women.
But that's not, friend zone is different if you're actually friends, you know? And what I feel like the situation you're describing isn't really a friendship. It's more of a like,
usership.
It's the woman's a hobo. She's like, I don't want to pay for my meal because I'm too bad or I'm broke. Because that a lot of niggas don't be talking about that a lot. A lot of these baddies be broke and they're just like they're using because they have to.
But is she going home with him? Like
no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
because that's what hobo isn't that hobos like they.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But I mean, I know
hobo-ish.
I know women
activity.
who didn't have places to sleep and they would just go home with a dude at the bar or something like that. Like that happens too. It's wild, right? So I think that every man has been used. If you say that you haven't, you know, you're lying. I think that being led on by a beautiful woman and it not going where you wanted to and it goes exactly how she wanted to is something that happens. But I think being constantly used, there's got to be some accountability. Like you gotta pick up on it. If you on your 5th date with a woman and she has shown zero like interest in you, and I'm not even like putting the pressure on like, 5 dates you have to have had some pussy or blah 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 blah. I'm just saying like general interest, because a lot of these girls they know they have it like that so down pat that if you were to like record the dinner, you'd be like, bro, this is crazy. Like they're just clearly there for the meal to look cute. They recording themselves, you know what I mean? And the other dude is just like a prop. That's how I feel like the sugar daddy experience must be. It's just like zero interest. He'd be like trying to hold the hand and they'd be like, you're so crazy. And they're just like, womp. This is our 15th date and she hasn't even kissed me on the cheek.
Got no sugar, huh?
Sugarless daddies.
Sugarless daddies.
Splendid daddies.
Oh.
Nice.
I was going to say equal daddies.
Splendid daddies is crazy. Yeah, that was a good question.
Yeah, I was the only one kind of in the comments like, why he acting like that?
He?
Yeah, because he was on some like, why you invited me out? But I mean, I understand his perspective. I was just playing the advocate.
Hey, women be women. And
okay, so you got a thregical today?
What's the most dangerous game to play?
That
this
sounds
could be
crazy.
any type of game. So think of yours. The one I see the most
Russian
is
roulette.
The pull-out game.
Oh shit! Damn, I went violence. Oops.
People be risking a lot with that.
Yep.
That is crazy because
it is definitely.
You know what? I used to do that until I learned about the pre-cum.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Once I learned, I was just like, it could happen before it happens.
Absolutely.
That's when it was Condom City.
Absolutely. Mine is, what's the most imaginative insult you can come up with that's actually not rude?
Ooh.
Rudeless insults.
Imaginative, too. That was my favorite word in that. All right, well, we already started talking about pull out. Let's talk about this. What's the most dangerous game to play? I love this one. I'll get gas in the morning.
Ooh, I'm on that right now.
That has happened 0 times in my life.
What? I'll get gas in the morning?
No. The follow through.
Oh, exactly.
0 times.
Yep.
But it every time I need gas, I say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't
I
understand.
get the gas when I pass the gas station, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should put some.
It has to be so convenient. Like it's almost like you just expect the universe. It literally has to be on the right side of the road. I'll pass it on the left, and I'll be like, when's the next one?
Man, I ran out of gas while pulling into the gas station.
That's the best place to run out of gas, though.
Yeah, but I was going up into the ramp, and my car shut off and started rolling back.
I don't be thinking my car has it in them. I've only run out of gas fully one time because, like, I feel like I had some pretty decent cars, like in the gas department growing up. Like, I had Civics at first, and I feel like after the E, you have like 40 more miles. Sometimes if like the E thing might be right here, the meter's down here, and it's like it's just never really like I'm always just like, no, I'm still good, but. Literally, like within the last 5 years, I ran out of gas, and I didn't even know it was the gas. I thought it was my car breaking down. It was on the freeway exit of Universal Studios.
Oh my God!
Middle lane.
Oh, I was tearing traffic.
Man,
up.
I was just in there like everybody was just like, I was just like, I don't know what you want me to do.
You had that smile that.
Man, the police came, they blocked it off. Then the tow truck took, and I thought they were gonna take me to like a yard and tell me what was wrong. That nigga just put some gas in my car.
Right.
I went. Everything was fine.
How embarrassing!
So I don't play anymore.
My dad bought me a car where the gas gauge was broken, so it said it was halfway full all the time. I'll just say this: I drove it to the club with me and my homegirls.
Broke down
Before
the club or after the club?
After. The shit would not start when we got We were the last ones in the parking lot, and some dude saw us, and one of my homegirls got in the car with him to get some gas.
Dangerous games.
Dangerous games. So that is a dangerous game.
Yeah. Every date y'all go on is a dangerous game. Turning the alarm clock off and resting your eyes for 5 minutes.
That might take the cake.
I mean, I'm the type of person, I'll set like 5
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure. Because I've definitely slept through an alarm clock and you wake up just cussing.
Yep.
Playing with someone's heart, you never know what people are capable of.
That right there.
Crazy.
You could lose your little life.
Mm-hmm. Someone said Russian roulette.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty literal.
Mm-hmm.
Spades at 3:30 a.m. with your broke uncle. That was way specific, but I get what he's saying.
Yeah, because he ain't in it for fun.
Yeah, because I mean, spades and dice, I still don't understand why people play it, because it's just like
It's anxiety.
best case scenario, argument. Worst case scenario, murder.
Taboo as well.
Ain't nobody dying over taboo.
Man, Taboo is a violent game. Taboo and Uno. Them
No one's taking more
violent
lives than
games.
dice.
Well, dice, because niggas is doing that in the middle of the night in the alleyway with
everyone
gangsters.
has guns. Yeah, it's crazy.
And ops. They don't like each other, really.
Just the tip. You falling for that?
Have I? Yes.
Was it just the tip?
Absolutely not. But it was like literally like on me, because you know how once it's like going in, it's you get this sensation that's just like shooting up and down your body.
Is that what it feels like?
It feels great. So
Wait.
that initial entry, that's why I don't know if you just pay attention when you go in. There's kind of like a sigh or
shiver.
just like like a
That's what pussy penetration feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Ours is very localized, you know.
Oh no, mine I feel it like all over. That's what like
not bad.
So if you just put the tip in and stop, it's like okay, you made it to the finish line. I might as well let you cross it.
More.
Some more.
Someone said auto pay.
That ain't a dangerous game.
It could be.
Not auto pay is the dangerous game.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, if you know you got it, auto pay is easier. But I mean, yeah, I feel like auto pay could be, because you forget, you check, and that's
and it's gone.
taken out without you expecting it. Oh wow, this is a great one. It's just a fart. Turn it into a shark.
Right. And you're wearing white.
Oh shit! Has that happened to you?
No, I never sharted. Sharted?
Yeah, on white.
No.
Oh yeah, you probably wouldn't admit that on camera.
But no, for real, that's never happened to me.
This is hilarious. Somebody said Jumanji. It was a dangerous game.
That's hilarious. That shit crazy.
One night stand going in raw. Never understood that. Wild as hell. Drunk texting. Talking that shit on the internet, knowing damn well they can find you. Some people be reckless.
Super reckless. Like them niggas that be talking shit and drop their location. They'll go, oh, I'm on such street.
Why?
2 hours. News article.
Why?
News
hey,
report.
if my ops ain't pussy, I'm on 115th Street and 7th.
Right.
Maybe like,
find me.
Turns out I'm not pussy.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know why people be playing with their life. And the Ouija board.
That was in my head when somebody said Jumanji.
I was about to say the literal ones are kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom. I don't know. These are getting less good.
I have one that you can't relate to.
I can't? Hit me.
It's either wearing white pants on your monthly cycle.
On your pee-pee?
Mm-hmm. Or sleeping at someone's house on your cycle that has like white sheets or light color sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Accidents happen. And you just don't want it to happen on a light color sheet at someone's house.
You wake up and it looks like a murder scene. I mean, I would also say on the guy's side of things, like these dudes who be like messing with like married women or staying over when she got like a baby daddy or somebody like that. Like that's you don't know how crazy these niggas is.
Oh, we have seen.
And then my last one is pretty relatable, depending on when you do laundry. Not immediately putting sheets on your bed before bedtime approaches.
Oh my God.
When you be like, I'm gonna do it later, and then later comes along and you tired and it's just a blank mattress. Have you ever just slept on the mattress with a blanket? I've done that. I've skipped it.
I'll put the top sheet over it.
The fitted?
No, not the fitted. The top sheet. So the one that's not fitted, I'll just drape it over.
Oh, then why not just do the fitted?
Because the fitted, you have to walk around the entire bed, all four corners. A flat sheet, you just whop, and it falls if you just whop it right. You
whop it right?
Yeah, you gotta whop it right, and it lays exactly how you need it. I have a fear of sleeping directly on mattresses. I cannot do it. It's just
some hell diver bed bugs might
right, a little scary. Okay, what's the most imaginative insult you can come up that's not actually rude?
We have to come up with it, or like something that people say?
It's been said. Okay. These are things that have already been said, because I started reading them and I'm like, ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. First one. When commenting on a baby picture, they say, "Oh, how precious."
That's rude? Or I mean,
it's not rude. These are rootless, but it's like
that's not really an insult though. You can't be precious.
You can, but sometimes a lot of people say that baby is so cute for cute babies. So that's usually the first.
But babies are precious. You know,
they
it's
are
just like,
precious little bundles of joy. They are. They're very precious. But I can see how being like, oh, that's so precious can be condescending a bit if you don't find the baby to be cute.
Okay.
So, because most of the time people are like, oh my God, that baby's so cute. You know, I've used precious but not in a condescending way. I've used it like, oh my God. But I'll say these moments are precious. I usually don't just say, oh, how precious. I'll be like, oh, precious moment, you know.
Okay.
No. You look better in person.
Oh, that just means your social media looking trash.
I mean, your pictures is ass.
Okay.
So it's a compliment, but it's like, take better pictures. People used to tell me that all the time. And I'd be like, damn, I got to step my shit up. I start, hire IMAs after that.
There could be a portion of that that's like people expect them not to, what I mean? Even if the pictures are fire, they'll probably be like, them niggas are just like, well, what's she looking like without makeup? What's she look like when she, there's almost like that expectation for the pictures to either be doctored up or like something, it could be an actual compliment.
I get nervous sometimes from having such a large platform on social media, and I really like to be super regular on outside of social media. So I love to wear hoodies and big sweats and Nike slides and with my hair up. Like, I just love to be just like frumpy. So, and sometimes I go places like that because I don't want to get dressed. I don't want to put on makeup. I don't want to look like my social media. And I do run into people like when I go places looking like that. And they're like, oh, I didn't even recognize you. You look so different than your social media. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point. But it don't bother me no more. I done did the whole series, Lesbian Homie, with barely any makeup on. Did that on purpose.
Branding.
Y'all gonna see this face. So
some variety.
If you like it, I love it.
That's a good one.
I hope you have the day that you deserve. That's one of my favorite newer sayings. I think this is
You have the
something
day
that
that you deserve.
Mhm,
Oh, because it
I
could be a
hope you
terrible
have
day.
it. So basically, they say that on people who are like disrespectful on social media. They say something weird under, a precious post or something like that. They'd be like, "Man, I hope you have the day that you deserve." Like, and in that, you deserve to have a bad day because you're such an asshole. You
Huh.
know, you get what you deserve. Look at you looking like you looking.
It's pretty vague.
It's like you're not cute, I'm guessing. Just look at you looking like you looking.
I'm trying to think of just all the things I've heard when I had some bullshit on. Because like
Has anybody said anything?
of course, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially if they're like friends, they'll be like,
Mhm.
I mean, you could pull it off though, or like stuff like that. Like that's just
Oh shit! I say that to you. All
that's
the time.
that's just your style. You know what I mean?
You have a unique style. You're pretty eclectic.
Eclectic is probably like a really good one. I heard that a lot from.
I mean, you are quite eclectic.
But it'll be like when I'm wearing something that I know that the other person wouldn't wear, so I know
Mhm.
that they don't like it.
Like the green corduroy, puffy little pants.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I didn't know that people didn't like that, but okay.
No, I'm not saying they don't like it. I'm saying that's a unique style of pants.
It's Patrick though.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying that's the one. That's my
Oh.
turning that in as a imaginative. I mean, it's just it's you though.
But I don't think those.
That's
when
basically
it
like
comes
I
to
wouldn't, but you doing it.
But you really do pull it off, and it's crazy because if I put those things on, I would look
Imaginative.
crazy. I would
See?
look insane
This is exactly what we talking
because
about.
it don't fit me right. It don't fit me right. I can't wear a lot of stuff though. I'll look crazy in a lot of stuff, so I'm very specific. This one might be one of my favorite,
Okay.
and I've recently started seeing this, so you're probably going to see this one more in the future. Knowledge has been chasing you, but you've always been faster.
That's pretty straight up an insult.
You're dumb.
It's
as
just
fuck.
creative, yeah.
Yeah. Would you like a mint? It's not an insult.
No, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, you need some lotion?
You put some on first, like here,
You want some too?
No, I insist. Better you than me. I mean, I've said that quite a few times.
I think if
And I
you like it, I love it is my favorite one so far.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a straight up insult. I expect nothing, and I'm still disappointed.
Damn.
That's fucked up.
How you give less than nothing?
Right? Like, damn, come on.
I do like that. I just like that as a straight up insult.
Yeah, that's an. And then the last one. I've been called worse by better people. That's pretty cool. I like that. But that's in response to someone being disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I like how I've never heard of some of those.
yeah.
That was very imaginative.
Knowledge has been chasing you, but you've always been faster. That reminded me, this chick said something that, I mean, I laughed so hard that I remembered the joke, the roast. She said, "You're so dumb that if we took your brain out and put it in a bird, it would fly backwards."
Damn.
I was like, God.
A little wordy.
But it was a comment. So when I read it, I said, oh, she just ate this thing up. Like, look, throw your phone away. Turn it off. If you put it in a bird, it'd fly backwards.
I always thought that asking somebody if they were tired was the softest way to say they look like shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's also like you've been working hard, you know.
Mm-hmm. I've been like so tired looking to the point where people have asked me, was I crying? Like, what's wrong? Are you okay? You look like you've been crying. I'm like,
No.
I'm happy right now. Like, I'm good.
You look like you've been crying when you haven't been crying is crazy.
Right.
It's like, oh, you looking a little puffy.
Right. Like, I might need to put a little eye mask on or something.
All right. Well, it's time for some thick-ass facts. We haven't done this in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is horrifying.
Mine is too.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. Let's just end on a horrifying ass note.
Want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Do you like spiders?
No.
I hate spiders for as long as I can remember. So here's a spider fact. If the world's population of spiders worked together, they could theoretically eat every human on Earth in just 1 year.
What?
If these niggas banded together, we would have 12 calendar months.
Oh my God.
It says, this was a study published in March 2017 by the Science of Nature, says an estimated 400 to 800 million tons of prey are killed annually by the global spider community. Hang on. That
Wow.
caught me off guard mid-sentence. An estimated 400 to 800 million tons of prey are killed annually by the global spider community. To compare, the estimated mass of all adult humans on Earth is only 287 million tons. So, wait,
Dang.
that's a crazy stat. It says this also means spiders eat as much meat as all 7 billion humans on Earth combined. The study said humans consume about 400 million tons of meat and fish each year.
Wow. That's insane. So,
What the hell?
if spiders were slightly more profound, we'd be in trouble.
If they had some teamwork. They see they're soloing right now, but don't let them niggas work together.
Yeah, because
They
in
would
some
eat
parts
us?
of the world, the spiders are gigantic.
They would eat all of us in 1 year.
In 1 year.
That would be the craziest news.
What month do you think you'd go?
Like, how long would I last? I mean, honestly, it depends on how they're working together. Is it a surprise ambush, or is it like, can you imagine if this shit was on the news? Like, Asia is done with.
Right.
Everybody in Asia just got eaten by spiders. I'd be like, oh shit.
I think it'd be a surprise ambush. It'd have to be.
I don't know. I mean, as many
Because we got weapons. We got weapons.
yeah, like a flamethrower or something.
So if they don't surprise ambush while you sleep, something.
This is a stacked question. This isn't like, how long would you last in a zombie apocalypse? We've had so much time to think about this. This is
Right.
such new information. I don't think I would last that long.
Hey, I think I mean, I might. The goal is to at least get to my birthday. If I know 100% everybody's going to be gone by December, if we start in January, let me at least get to my birthday. Let me get to September.
Man, there's 7 billion humans. We eat like 3-4 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
It says every year we eat 400 million tons of meat and fish. They eat 400 to 800 million tons of prey.
It's a lot more
Every
of them
year.
than us too, right? It's a lot more spiders on this earth than there are humans. So they kind of have a little bit of an advantage in the numbers game.
Right, but
You know?
they eating 400 to 800 million tons, and we are 287 million tons.
It seems like they're at the top of the food chain.
We a snack.
So it kind of your fact kind of brings me into mine. So here's my fact. It's best to avoid mosquitoes as much as possible because mosquitoes kill 725,000 people per year.
700,000?
725,000 people per year. So
With like
basically
disease?
I went and I searched like what are the most dangerous animals in the animal kingdom, which is period. What's the most
Including bugs and
dangerous,
stuff?
including bugs, everything. And lions came in at number 10 with 200.
People?
200 people per year. Hippos, 500.
Yep. They out here.
Elephants, 600.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Elephants?
Elephants is out here stomping on the enemy because you
That's
know they
crazy.
got good memories. I think elephants only probably kill people that have wronged them. I don't think they like unless it's accidental. You know, I don't think.
But
they kill
hippos be
people.
going out of their way to kill.
Right.
So I would think they're, damn,
Crocodiles, 1,000.
they be sneaking up.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen what a crocodile looks like underwater?
Yeah, when their hands are out like this. It's really funny.
Hilarious. Scorpions, 3,300.
Oh, we in the thousands.
Mm-hmm. Assassin bugs,
What the fuck?
10,000.
What the hell's an assassin bug?
I have no idea.
That shit got cloth over its mouth.
Right, out here.
I gotta look that up.
Sneaking up, stealth as fuck. Dogs, 59,000.
I get that, but what a failure of an assassin bug. If you dogs are killing assassin bugs on the killing.
By 49,000.
Damn.
Snakes, 138,000.
Shit.
Yeah, but snakes have venom. Some, what is
Right.
it? Is it
Whatever you're about to ask, I don't know.
It's not a python. Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake poisoning. Doesn't that get you like within the hour or something like that? Like you can.
A couple snakes with crazy venom like that. It like clots your blood up. That shit's crazy.
Humans, 400,000.
Oh, nigga, we on the list?
We on the list.
What is this? Number
2.
Nigga, mosquitoes beat us?
Mosquitoes, number 1, 725,000.
How much do humans have?
400,000.
Damn, almost double us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's from like disease and stuff. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, we be thinking like, sharks and
Right.
shit like that, but people don't really be around that. They be around humans, and mosquitoes be getting in there.
Mm-hmm. I thought frogs was gonna be on this list
What?
because there's so many like poisonous frogs. I thought,
Who's?
did you see that video of the girl who like picked up this? Oh, was it a frog? I think it was some type of frog, and they was like, "That's the most dangerous frog in the world." And she was just like playing with it and then put it.
Yeah, but
put
how
it away.
often does that happen?
I don't know. I just thought they would be on there because of the poison, how lethal their poison can
When
be.
some of them be poison, like in the sense like if you lick it, you'll hallucinate.
Mhm.
So I don't know if all of it is fatal.
Oh, well, some people probably doing that on purpose.
No, for sure. That used to be like a thing, like licking certain frogs and tripping
Mhm.
out. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Ooh.
But I mean, it's highly not advised. You literally have to
I
be a
don't want
frog
to
expert.
hallucinate. I don't understand people who want to.
I don't want to lick a
hallucinate.
frog to do that. You could hallucinate in other ways.
But I'm saying like hallucinating. The concept of it scares the shit out of me.
I would be very disappointed if frogs made that list, to be honest. All right, you guys. Well, that was cool.
Yeah.
This has been another episode of Thick Threads. I've been Patrick Cloud.
And I'm Persephanie.
We'll see you later.
Bye.